Hey everyone, this is Auto Group. I'm Zanbeg,
And I'm Omar.
and this is the Mercedes-Benz S550 4MATIC. This is the non-AMG package. This is the base model of the car. It's finished in a white metallic color on the outside, and inside it has a non-Designo black leather. This car came with a boom in 2014 because of the mood lighting inside, and Mercedes basically changed up what a luxury interior is in a car because of this car. It has dual 12.3-inch displays inside, and they're both LCD screens, so the whole gauge cluster is all electronic, and so is the navigation system and everything. So this car has the base Burmester sound system inside. It is not the high-end 3D sound system, but it still has a lot of amenities inside. Just because this is the base car doesn't mean Mercedes is going to leave you out on all the features. So anyways, continuing on to the back of the car, this has the normal alloy/chrome wheels. These are like 19-inch wheels. Thick tread on the tires for sure. And 4MATIC here in the Chicagoland area, you have to have 4MATIC if you're buying a Mercedes-Benz. No matter how luxurious and how composed it is, you still need that in order to drive out here. So of course, this is the lights in the back, tail lights, LED tail lights, and it has dual exhaust outputs, but it's finished with that exhaust garnish which Mercedes does on all their models. So the chrome trim on this car looks absolutely awesome. It's not too cheap looking. It works in the right places.
It applies another signature move to the S-Class.
It does, and and especially on the front with the big grille. Let's move over to the grille. Also, of course, the side pose is now the same for the C, E, and S essentially. So in the front, as you can see, the TriStar can move around for pedestrian safety. You got this one also, this Mercedes badge. This is my favorite. This is not so much necessary for me, but it looks very good to a lot of people, and it makes the car very prestigious, so that's awesome. Here's the scanner for radar cruise control up front. You got parking sensors up front, also hidden very nicely. You can't really tell. And the grille is chrome, which is awesome. And LED lights, it says LED intelligent light system. Look how awesome that looks written into the light, which is absolutely cool and spectacular about this car on the outside. Now inside, let's go ahead and move on to the inside.
So inside of the S-Class, we have this black leather trim with also this amazing wood going across the entire car. It's not just both for the driver and passenger, but it goes along the entire rear and all the way to the front end. And we also have this aluminum trim going along. So you have three different types of materials here. You have leather, wood, and aluminum going along the entire car. And this is just the basic black leather. However, you still can get a Designo leather as a more higher option, and you can also get a numerous amounts of different kinds of wood and colored different materials. And so over here we don't have your typical interior. Here we have what they call is a V8 interior design for your multimedia function display, and it is a 12.3-inch multimedia function display. And as you can see, it goes from the driver's side all the way towards the passenger side, a huge 12.3-inch display, and it provides you with your navigation, your audio, your all types of different functions for your multimedia. And down here it has all these different shortcuts you have for your seats, your navigation, radio, your media, your tele, and for vehicle settings, car settings just in general, that you can customize for drivers and passengers.
Also, you have the phone for the first generation of the new updated car. When this car came out back in 2014, there was an option between the command and the touch, like the command touchpad to write on it, and this telephone keypad. So this is the non-command one, so you got it, and you could close it up so you don't start typing by accident when you're using this. Now let's go on to the infotainment system, which is awesome. Yeah. Okay, go for it.
So for the driver, being a driver in this car is amazing. It's very comfortable, and you have your both ventilated and heated seats. And also, fun fact, if you press this little button right here that has the R on it displayed, you can actually move the driver's seat as much as you want. Your headrest, anything. You
it's
can
really
just
cool.
Change it all around. If someone's trying to get into the rear, or you're trying to allow them more space, you can just move it around however you so want to. And it also has your 3 different memory seatings for 3 different people want to drive the car, and also for the passenger side. If you go over there, you have 3 different settings, and it's also heated and ventilated seats. And you have your Burmester sound system too. You can get surround sound. This is a base Burmester surround sound, but you can also get the 3D, which is a little more expensive, but it's definitely worth it.
And for the base model in this car, a couple things that I'm noticing right off the bat, since this isn't the Designo leather, some portions are like top stitch dashboard obviously onto the top, but then as you come down there's some certain like non-leather materials, but you can obviously counteract that with the Designo. And also the headliner isn't a Dynamica, or
it's also a panoramic
roof. Yeah, that's an extra option. Now with the Designo, you get the Alcantara, or it's called Dynamica for Mercedes. You get that headliner, but this is just cloth. So it doesn't look bad at all. Considering this is a black interior, everything looks awesome, right? And
yeah, it's very fit and finish, and you definitely get a bang for your buck.
Exactly, you do. And especially with like these seats. So let's go into the menu settings and let's show you how this seat control works. So you go on to vehicle, and
it's very easy to use.
It's very easy to use. You go to seat setting. So in the seat setting, you got the backrest sides, which are your bolsters, and you can tighten them as you go down. You can scroll for tightness, or like it should let you go also,
both
just
driver and passenger.
Both driver and passenger. And on top of that, the lumbar is also inflates and deflates. For the shoulders, you can also customize the thickness just like lumbar. Now when you come on to massage, you go down massage and you can choose different types of massage. Look how cool this is. You got activating, hot relaxing back and shoulders. You can decrease the intensity, and there's 6 different massages to choose from, and you could do that for both the driver and front passenger. So that's awesome. Now if you move on to the dynamic multi-contour seat, now it looks like a big word, but all this is the seat bolstering, inflation and deflation when you're in turns, in order to hold you better in the corner so you don't slide out of your seat. These deflate and inflate. So you have settings. You have level 1 and 2. 2, I'm expecting it gets grippier. And then obviously you got where you want the heating balance, so you can have it on the lower side, or almost all the way to the top, right?
And this does have the warmth and heating comfort package. So the door panels, the center console, the rear door panels, and the rear center console are also really awesome. Heated. So you can feel heat actually to the touch on the center console and on the door panels. And I must say that the door panels are amazing. They're electrically controlled, so they open up very easily to the slightest of the touch. And they also close. It's soft close doors too, which is also another option you can get in the S-Class. That you can just hardly close the door and it'll automatically shut the door completely and lock it.
So in the thing that we're talking about the panel heating, if you go on the panel heating, this is in vehicle settings. There's also seat settings, right? So there's it shows you a little cool diagram. Every part that's glowing up red is where this the heating turns on. So it's you could even do the back armrest and the back door panels, which is absolutely awesome. So you could just set it, and this does not mean that it's going to be turned on necessarily. It just means that it's there in case you want to turn on the heated settings. Anyways, on to the storage. So you can move. This is a removable cup holder. You could take it out, and you can also, once you take it out, if you put that back, then take that out, and then you got another deep storage compartment.
People still want to use, you have your disc slot right here that
that's
you can
awesome
insert.
That's absolutely awesome. Yeah, and the other cool things about this car is that the seats are so well bolstered. It's absolutely insane. That's absolutely awesome. And on top of that, these metal vents, look how cool these are. These make a deep, like right in the center. And then you got the clock in the middle, which is absolutely awesome.
And it's a very light steering wheel also.
Very light steering wheel.
Super easy to drive.
EPS, and it turns on. I don't know why everybody makes fun of the 2-spoke, although it looks absolutely beautiful. It looks gorgeous. And I love this wood so much, bro. Walnut wood is absolutely awesome on this car. Leather line goes all the way by the driver, which is awesome. You got some settings for the driver over here. You could go down media and telephone, and what you have in your standard cars. Yeah. We should also move on to the back seat in a second. The thing I wanted to mention was, since this isn't the Designo package, your visors are also a little bland, and it's just not the best material that you want in an S-Class, but it's not a problem. The other plastic I'm noticing is just the grab handle over here. There's a little bit of plastic, but that's okay. You got the Burmester speaker over here. Nice door panel for sure. It looks very good. You got your heated settings control, and you got ventilated seats. Let's actually turn those on. So there's full, medium, and the small setting on there. And these aluminum buttons are carried over from the it was the E-Class that had these back in 2012 and 10.
And you also have like a little storage for your glasses right here.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Glasses.
Oh, this is so nice. The ventilated seats turn on immediately, and you're like sitting, nice. You got the heated seats on right now, and that's absolutely awesome about this car. Another thing is that you could take this out and use the key as a key, because this generation had a key that everybody hates, but it's there just in case your battery dies, and then you just stick it on. It's like a little magnet type. It's like a little click. Boom. That's back in. Here's a glove compartment. It's pretty big. It also has the carbon atomizer fragrance in there. I just noticed that. So the cool thing about this car is like 207 inches, I'm pretty sure, in length. Let's open down and let's be super luxurious, even though this is a base model.
We also have little ambient lighting for the bottom underneath the driver and passenger.
Yeah, it glows.
Also, it goes underneath. Of course, during the nighttime you can see it brighter, but underneath the wood panel that goes, like I mentioned, all the way across the entire car. All the way across, you can still see the ambient lighting and the different types of trims that are included in the vehicle.
You know what's crazy about this car? It has heated and ventilated seats in the back, and on top of that, 3 memory settings for both passengers in the rear. I'm not even kidding. Look at that. And then you control, and then you could be fully lax. Look at this. Open up, and then for the front seat, actually, I can control it from here. And now, if I press this button, now it controls the front seat. And the front seat is going forward, and this is ultra luxury now. This is absolutely spectacular. You put the seat completely forward. Just look at that. Absolutely magnificent space in the back. You could lay out over here, put the headrest in for the front seat. And now you could resume your seat and put up ventilation on. You could save memory seats and power rear sunshade and power
additional privacy all the way around.
Everything. Look at this. You put it up, and what do you got? Sunshades. Absolutely closed.
Super private.
Concealed. Put your drinks in here.
Storage.
Yeah. And look at that. I could just sit.
Super comfortable.
Oh my god! Like, look.
I have great leg room. Even for a guy like me, above 6 feet, I have awesome headroom. Still plentiful, and a bunch of knee room.
This is
for my big knees,
Alright, so another cool thing is that it actually has a full out power outlet. You can plug in any device, like a home plug, a normal plug-in socket. And it's got a socket right there for you.
Watts,
yeah, and then on top of that, the vents close.
150
It's such a nice
volts.
scrolly button. It's not even funny. Look how awesome this is. Ooh, it's really cool. So a lot of features. Alright, we're getting a little too ahead of ourselves. We're so crazy for this car. Alright, let's go ahead. Alright, so for the exhaust note of this car, this is a luxury sedan, but let's take a look at how that exhaust note sounds. This is a 449 horsepower, 516 pound-feet of torque bi-turbo V8 it's a 4.7 liter V8 also, which is really awesome. Go for it. So, while this isn't an AMG Performance S63 or S65, you still got a little bit of the exhaust note, but it's more of an engine note because, Mercedes has always had the racing heritage, from when they started. Okay, so the gear selector in the Mercedes is, you go down for drive. That's drive right there. So, and the steering wheel is like so soft, and the seat, the driving position is very nice. It's a big vehicle. It's kind of like hard to maneuver. But the accelerator response is very quick, but it's not jerky at all. It's very smooth. So this car normally starts at second gear, which is something that Mercedes purposely did to make the car ride quality go softer. Let's go ahead and get on the street. And let's see how it goes. There's slight engine noise, but man, the sound in here is so quiet, and the steering wheel is so soft. It's crazy. I love how this car just makes you feel. There's a little bit stiff padding on the shoulder area, like on my upper back, but it's not really a problem. It's still nice. You could also turn on the massage. Let's get onto the road and see how it does. right? So there's immediate push, and it picks up speed fast, and you don't hear the engine. That's so cool about this car. It's so quiet. Let's get on it. Man, it picks up speed absolutely awesome. What a pick. I mean, I've never driven a Mercedes car, so this is a proper introduction of how a Mercedes car should drive. You know, we reviewed that Mercedes E350, and that was nothing the way this car drives. Oh my God, is it smooth? And you know, it's so easy to drive. I'm not finding any difficulty in the way this car maneuvers. And if we put it into some quizquassery. Okay, so now it's in manual, right? You got fifth, fourth. Okay, so the transmission responds fine. It's not too crazy good, but it's decent, you know. And let's keep on going. I don't know how to put it back to it. I think it's, yeah, it went back into drive just like that. And my driving position is absolutely fantastic. Maybe if I raise the seat, it gets even better. But I like kind of laying into the seat, you know. And you can tell how quick you pick up speed in this car, but it's very quick, and it changes direction quick, and the steering weighs up a little bit. But this is such a nice experience. Like, this is such a crazy different driving experience from the last car we tested, which was the Bentley Continental GTC. And that car, while it was very luxurious and plush, it did not feel as composed and just controlled as this car. This car is so good, and in the turns, the bolstering inflates. This car has some serious pickup. I love that about this car. It drives so good, it's not even funny. Like, it's actually really funny. Okay, so let's keep on going. And the brake response is so good.
Guys, I'm sitting in the back here, and I feel like an absolute boss. There's so much leg room, there's plenty of headroom, there's a lot of visibility with this panoramic roof, and a lot of glass, and I can just see through everything. It is very comfortable, and I feel like an absolute boss.
Yeah. It's so good. This is probably the best, I mean, this is all around the best car I've ever driven, for sure. Like, it doesn't have the performance that the Audi R8 had. I thought that was the best car ever, like, to drive. But man, this, it's just, you touch on the brakes and it stops, and it doesn't like you know, you don't go like crazy into the seat. So it's a nice, and the headrest is so soft. I love that. This is crazy comfortable. I can't imagine how good the S63 would drive. And the pickup, I don't know if you guys felt it. Omar, did you guys feel that pick?
Like
it's so good.
It just really just goes. Like,
yeah, it goes. And it didn't feel out of control either. That's something they worked really well on in this car. It feels super smooth.
It goes straight.
Exactly, it goes absolutely straight. Now this car has a lot of features like lane keep assist and park assist and this park, self park, whatever. But you know, when you drive it and you drive it by yourself, this car is nice and easy to drive, and the steering wheel isn't too big either, so it feels good. And I really love the way the engine doesn't go crazy loud, and it just kind of picks, which is really awesome. I just noticed there's no spoke in the bottom. I totally forgot. I just put my hand, you know, I was like, there's nothing there. You just pass your hand right through. Ooh, it's kind of cool. It's very nice. Alright, so as you can see, when this car corners, the bolstering grips you, so you could like floor it through the corner, and it pulls out really well. So that's something awesome about this car. It doesn't handle floaty, and there was, as you can notice probably, there was no body roll, and I didn't move a lot either in the turn. So if you're to buy this car, don't put it on any sort of sport mode. I mean, it can turn eco mode on at one point, which is fine. Eco mode is cool. Save you guys, you know, got a big bi-turbo V8, but just keep it on comfort. I'm driving in sport right now, and I do not like it. It's just not good. Like the push is really good, you know, we're flying, but it's just not good because the ride quality is bad. It is on sport right now, but let's see if we turn off the suspension from sport. Now it's in comfort. The ride quality gets back to normal. The air suspension lifts itself, but the steering is still a little stiff, and the drive, as you can see, it says S by where the gear selector thingies are. और निकलना man. The push is instantaneous, and since it's all-wheel drive, what a car. I mean, you can have fun with this, and those people are probably thinking, oh, it's just an S-Class, you know what it's gonna do, but then whoa, it just pushes forward. Absolutely awesome. That's crazy.
Overall, the S-Class by Mercedes-Benz has been an amazing car and has been truly a lovely adventure overall for a luxury car at its price.
Yeah, for the price, especially compared to some of its competitors like from Bentley and Rolls, this is where it ends in terms of luxury cars, like I said, and this is Mercedes' flagship car in terms of, you know, everything that they make, and the whole company is shaped around this car, so of course they can't have a letdown when it comes to this car. So this car is truly the pinnacle of what German engineering is in terms of a luxury car, and it's absolutely fantastic. I like this more than any Bentley we have reviewed so far, and I can expect, like, if there's a review to come for Rolls from us, then this is probably better. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Auto Group. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos every week, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Stay.
Class 550 4MATIC, and it has a 4-liter bi-turbo V8.
4.7 liter.
4.7.
It sounds nice in here. Yeah, that's really cool about this. It feels like it's a little intrusive, but oh, someone just pulled up in that car. Actually, I think they could. Oh yeah. Okay, that man is a savage. Well, all right. Savagery has ensued. Anyways, let's move on to the back. That was really funny.
Yeah, let's go into the back. Let's go into the back.
Okay.
Go into the rear seat.
Let's go. Rear seat. Okay. Close this. No, this is a perfect example. Thank God. This is right. Okay, so you know how they park the car really close here? They the door handle is like such it's a brilliant electronic control, so you don't have to worry about, you know, the ball joint of the door not getting on there. So they don't want to forget about that even in the most luxurious car. So let's go ahead and take a look at the engine also before we get onto the drive. So, for the engine of the Mercedes-Benz S550 4MATIC, say that. Yeah. Now it's on sport. Oh.
और ये बंद कर दो अब सनशेड पहले अंदर प्रेस देखो ना। एक मिनट ये चलती क्यों रहती गाड़ी इसके फंक्शन के दौरान सेकंड टाइम ये मुसीबत जब सनशेड खुल रहा है बंद हो रहा है गाड़ी आगे जा रही है।
अच्छा, ये बहुत गर्मी हो गई, पागल हो गए। राइट जाना।
एक दफा फिर
से
अब हाँ
अब क्या कर। Thank you so much for watching this episode of Auto Group. Make sure to like. So this part you could bring it down, and then what the heck? Hold on.
There's a disc tray right here.
The heck?
So,
Yeah.
you know, for your classical discs.
थोड़ा आगे जा सकते।
अच्छा खासा लाउड इधर आओ।
इस साइड
दोनों ने क्या बोलना है? ऑन है।
You start with saying something like overall conclusion.
Overall.
थोड़ा आगे जा सकते।